Hello, check.
Yeah, audio is okay with the.
Yes, sir. Yes. You are audible.
Fine.
Hello, check.
Behind every good businessman, there is a great accountant. Good morning to all dignitaries and delegates. With great joy and immense exultation, I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all participants present here for the national webinar on robotic accounting. Myself, Rishika D, Faculty of Commerce, will be the host for the entire webinar. Accountancy, an age-old profession, traditionally process-driven. Thus, bringing technology like robotics and automation into the mix has not only changed the way what clients expect from the service that they pay for, but also the way accountants work and their core responsibilities area. Automation is no longer a breaking news. Yet, many accounting firms still have a way to go before they make use of all efficiencies available to them. According to ICAEW, 25% of all business are still using paper-based records, showing that even if accounting firms are aware of technological development, they have not yet taken action to make use of them. So the next step for many accounting firms is to shift their mindset and welcome the digital innovation with open arms and take action to make it happen. I request all the participants to kindly mute the audio and video. And if you have any queries or questions, you can put it in the chat box, which will be discussed at the end of the session. So with this brief introduction, I now request Ms. Sumangla ma'am to welcome the gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
A very good morning to one and all. This is Sumangla, GM, Faculty of Commerce. Respected guests, dignitaries, delegates, and participants, I have great pleasure in this wonderful morning to welcome you all to this national webinar on robotic accounting. A very warm welcome to the renowned speaker, Dr. R.K. Taylor, international author and academician, Associate Professor, Department of Business Administration, Faculty of Management and Commerce, Manipal University, Jaipur. It is a pleasure for all of us to have such a great personality among us. And sir, we are honored to have you with us on this virtual gathering. Now, I take this opportunity to welcome Professor D.A. Kollapure, Principal, Kelly's GH College, Haveri. Cordially welcome you, sir. Further, I extend my warm welcome to Dr. L.C. Kulkarni, IQAC Coordinator, and Dr. Vasudeva Nayak, NAC Coordinator. In addition, I heartily welcome Organizing Secretaries Dr. M.B. Yadkudi, Head Department of Commerce, and Professor R.B. Ajareddy, Faculty of Commerce, Professor Gururaj S. Balki, Convener. Finally, and most importantly, I cordially welcome all the participants to this session. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request Ms. Suma D. Hiramat, ma'am, to introduce the guest speaker for the day.
A very good and warm morning to all. I'm Suma D. Hiramat, Faculty of Commerce. So it is a great honor for me to introduce today's resource speaker, Dr. Aki Taylor, sir. He is well known for his work in the field of education as an academician and an international author. Sir presently serving as an associate professor at Department of Business and Administration, School of Business and Commerce, and Faculty of Commerce and Management, Manipal University, Jaipur, India. Sir has awarded PhD in the Commerce by presenting thesis titled as Performance Appraisal, a Comparative Study of Cement Companies in India. With this, he is an awardee as a best research paper and a quality paper, and also a National Talent Search in the year 2018. Besides all this, he is an ex-associate editor for many journals, member of examination panel of various universities and professional bodies of India, chaired more than 50 national and international conferences, Joint Secretary, IIA Jaipur, co-chairperson of 71st All India Conference 2019. Sir has authored more than 50 books in commerce and management and visited many institutions as a resource speaker, so which are affiliated to UGC and AICTE. And he is a professor accounting field. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request the chief guest or the guest speaker to take over the session. So over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sumangala ma'am. First of all, I express my special thanks to the organizer of this webinar, who have selected out of the galaxy of the academician to me for delivering on robotic accounting and how robotic accounting will be applicable in our society, in our business, and how it will, I would say, change the whole dynamic. This robotic accounting topic was appropriately selected by Professor Gururaj. So I would give my sincere appreciation to him, because in the present time, the robotic accounting is essential. As Sumangalam madam has already stated, that in this era, the digitalization has taken place. If we not shift ourselves, if we not shift any activity into digital mode, then it will be very difficult for us to manage the operating task and the financial task. So from my side, I especially thanks to the IQAC cell of Gudappa College and Professor Gururaj, who has given me the opportunity to interact the all Augusta gathering here. First of all, I would like to share that what exactly we want out of the robotic accounting. I hope the screen is visible with you all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, please unmute your mic.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So the concept basically which started with the activities which are relating to the robotic accounting. I would say the robotic accounting is not based on an activity which is performed only on online transactions. These transactions are not only related to business activities or any like we can say the corporate activities also, but these are remains with whole of our life too. It indeed consequences when we feel that whether the accounting profession or the accounting activities can be diverse from the traditional activities, or what are the relevance of it. This is a very important aspect, because when we talk about accounting, we need to focus two important things. Are we able to explain the present scenario which is available? Number two, are we capable to understand what actually the mean of accounting is in the present modern scenario? So we need to focus two important things. First, number one, whether the application is okay with us or not, and the whether what actually we understand with the help of the robotic accounting. Friends, in present time, in present modern scenario, because we have already been suffered since last 2 years, the COVID problem. In COVID problem, lot of people who don't have any knowledge on information technology, they have finally get the idea, the development, the acceptability, their trust on the information technology. So the role of information technology is much bigger than the previous one, and we need to focus accordingly. So in robotic accounting, there are some opportunities we are having, and there are major challenges we are having for adopting in the country like India. The first thing which I would like to focus, that is the concept. What is the concept behind it on the robotic accounting, and how the concept has been implemented in the business scenario? It is not a new concept. It was old as 10 years back, and it has been started, because I would say with the help of the robotics or robotic process automation, the work of each and every organization can be transformed in an easy manner. The attitude has changed, the aspects has changed, objective has changed, and unfortunately, whatever concept we are having, whatever background or literature we are having for explaining the accounting, it has totally been changed. So I hope in this audience there are some professors, some academicians are also there. So it is my request for them to try to develop their syllabuses, try to develop their curriculums, so that the future of accountant will be able to perform their I would say development task and with their good future. Reason being, because whatever content we are teaching them, whatever content we are having in their books, it has obsolete. They don't know that how they need to apply the robotics in accounting, how they need to how they apply the concept, how they apply their features, that what are the major advantages for their business, or whether the only one model would be sufficient for them, or it will be a variety of model for which they can accept, they can apply in their business models. So let us start with this. Yeah. So what exactly the content, the mean of, I'm just showing you a very good old picture which was prepared by us, that if we apply the robotic process automation in our business, then what will happen? And before robotic process automation, what will happen? I'm just taking an example of a college, right? Before applying the robotic process automation, it would be very difficult to manage the tasks. So I'm just concerned about the introductory part and how the application part would be accomplished in the aspect of the robotics and how the accounting can be done. So before, if we are talking about a college, let's see. For admission, we all need to identifying the student, prospective student, they need to fill a form. After filling the form, they need to submit into the college or university, and then the screening mode would be there. After screening, they need to submit a fees, and then after they need to join the classes, which is now has been replaced with the robotics. Now there's a concept, there's a myth basically, I would say, that what actually the robotic is. People believes that if robot will join their businesses, they lose their jobs. So first thing I would like to say, we need to change the concept, the myth which we have, that if the computers or robotics has joined the business, there will be losing of job. It would not be. You may aware about that in this pandemic, there are a number of jobs available for those who have the specified knowledge, who have the knowledge of the information technology. So in the present time, the information technology is going up day by day. There are a number of softwares which are available to for giving ease in the business activities. They can join their business activities, they can join their application, whatever they want, and with the help of the RPA or robotics, they can increase their efficiency and potentiality of their businesses. So this is a general picture that it is an operating level, we have robotics, strategic level, we have robots, and at higher level, at a decision-making level, we have robots. Now, no need to manage with each and every human being. It doesn't mean that robotic accounting is decreasing human interaction. It is not there. The robotic accounting is made of some softwares which give ease to business activities in managing, in recording transaction, transferring the data, managing financial reports, presenting the reports to the stakeholders and taxation authorities too. This is all about in managing the robotic process automation with robotic accounting. So let us believe that what exactly the present business scenario is. In business scenario, we all are concerned with the robots in terms of information technology. I believe everybody of us who have joined this webinar are using in payments, connection from one organization to another organization, or we are dealing in our lecture series also through online platforms. So these platforms are basically the softwares. We are not making robots for performing any business activity, but we are just working with the softwares which will help our businessmen, which will help our financial analyst to assess the actual potentiality, whether the business is going up and what future perspective we can do with the help of the robotic process automation. So this is a present business scenario. Actually, what happened, we are focusing on. What did it happen? We need to focus, we need to identify the major causes by which the business has been affected. If I would quote an example of business, there are a lot of business activities which was totally dropped, totally banned or totally collapsed during the COVID period. But there are a lot of business opportunities also, by which if the person or is the businessman having capacity or having acceptability to join new activity, they have increased their new business innovations for the present scenario. Now let us talk about that what will happen. In present business scenario, we are discussing about the performance, profitability, employee satisfaction, right? Customer satisfaction. These four are the major aspects. If we turn to the accounting, only two major, earlier there was only one major aspect by which we are focusing on, that was a profit earning. But in the present scenario, profit earning is based on some subsidiary or secondary objectives. These objectives are customer satisfaction and employee satisfaction. Without customer satisfaction and employee satisfaction, a businessman cannot earn profit. So the profit earning is a primary, okay, but the secondary aspects are also there, which are employee satisfaction and customer satisfaction. If employee satisfaction and customer satisfaction is not there, automatically we cannot justify our business activities. These employee satisfaction and customer satisfaction are important for a business organization. Why it is? Because it if we are not able to assess the satisfaction level at a particular time period, the customer will turn off to the other company. They'll go to the other brand. The employee will remove or they transform themselves for to other company if they are not satisfied by the perks, by the salary, by other incentives also. So these all are related with that. And who will assess? Because if we are doing all these things manually, it will take a lot of time. And that time period is very important in part of this present business scenario. So here we are just focusing on time limits and what are the transparency. So the time and transparency are mutually correlated in this area, and we need to focus on how did we make it happen. This will make it happen with the help of the robotic accounting process. This accounting process gives an idea or a technique or you can say another hand to work with the employees. It doesn't mean that if we are applying or if we are doing any activity, any business activity with the robots, it will reduce the workload or it will remove the employees who are having their jobs. It is not there, but with the help of these robotic applications, the enhancement, the advancement, the performance of these employees can be increased and they can learn a lot with the help of the organization. Now we talk about that what exactly the mean of robotic process automation or robotic process accounting. Let us talk about, it's a well-known definition that robotic process automation is a technology that enlists the help of robots or the programs that can perform repetitive tasks directly from a user interface. Now, what are the repetitive tasks in our business organization? If we talk about our business organization and specifically for accounting aspects, we are doing daily transaction, like we are doing a lot of transaction for purchases, sales, purchases, credit sales, credit purchases, payment receipts, payment made. All these are the repetitive tasks in nature. Or it is not there that we are buying only a particular unit. We are not even involved with a particular activity only of one day, because we are having a lot of products. If I'm talking about a food chain, a lot of products are there, a lot of restaurants are there who are serving good food to the customers, but which food would be liked by the customers, you can have a whole detail with the help of the new business icons like Swiggy and Zomato is a very good example for that. Why they are offering a lot of discounts in present time, like in these days, Zomato and Swiggy are giving 60% discounts on particular some restaurants and some food chains which are available in India. What is the concept behind it? How they are getting profit? We all are having the question in our mind that how they are assessing that which product is good, which restaurant is good. They are having their stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 5 stars. And on that basis, the customer will deal with it. They order their foods from the particular restaurant or which food he is having the good star. Accordingly, they order. So that star and that accessibility is identifying through robots or the softwares which are available. These softwares giving good and authentic information on the basis of the data with the help of which they are serving. So number of people are serving or the clicking on mobile phone through Zomato or Swiggy, if I'm taking an example of food chain, they can have their identity and accessibility that which restaurant is good on the basis of their feedback. So in present time, in robotics, feedback, transparency, and time, these 3 essential elements which are essential for robotic process automation, which transform all the business activities too. Now let us talk about the use of robotic process automation. Basically, how and what is the use of robotic process automation in business? Lot of business activities are managed by employees. So there are a lot of job opportunities, business security is there if we are applying the robotic process automation in our business. Modern consumer behavior is there. Now, what exactly the modern consumer behavior is? The consumer behavior has changed. Whatever consumer behavior we have earlier, I would say, let's say 10 years back, it is not applicable in present time. Because in present time, the value of transparency and time is more as compared to the earlier one. The people don't have time. Everything is available at their home. Earlier, it was a dream to order a food within 5 minutes and it will be served by anybody at our home. It was very difficult. We just imagine that time. But now it is not there. If you want anything, you just click it on your mobile phone. So the technological advancement is very fast in these days. And who is managing these tasks? Because it is very difficult to manage the data. So the softwares are here in our business. There are a lot of various softwares, or these softwares can be designed by the businessman. It's, again, I'm repeating, human being. So it is not there that if you are implementing any software in your business, if you are implementing any robots in your business, it will lose number of employees' job. No. Who is a designer? The designer is employees. The designer is human beings. So there is a human interaction in the business organization. But the human interaction, just it has been updated with the help of the technology. It means those employees who are working, they will not lose their jobs. They will, they need to update themselves. It may be with the help of the organization, some training and development programs, maybe by the self-assessment, self-development for their career development. So the same thing happens with the consumer. We cannot identifying a single consumer. It means on the basis of the feedback which I have already discussed, they can find out that which option is better. If you want to go, even in present time, the comparison is also there. You want to buy anything, just log on to Google, compare between 1 and 2, X and Y. You can find out what are the possibilities, what are the opportunities, what are the challenges, and what are means the SWOT analysis is totally done by the softwares. That is one of the good part. Then we move on the techno-savvy. Of course, it is totally techno-savvy. You can access everything, whatever you want to, on your mobile phone or on your laptops, whatever, whenever you want, with the help of the information technology. Time effective, which again and again I'm forcing that in the robotics era, the time is very important. We need to perform each and every task in a mean time. Because if we give proper reports in proper time to the to our authorities, then they can make their policies accordingly. And if we delay it, automatically the other competitor will launch new product, maybe launch new ideas or new policies can be, so that there will be diversion of our employees too. So we need to manage all the things with the help of the time aspects too. Now, the very important aspect is customer satisfaction. Now, satisfaction matters a lot. If employees are not satisfied, automatically any company will not succeed. If customers are not satisfied with any product, the company will not sustain in future. The product identification, product differentiation, and product application all are based on customer satisfaction. This is very important, which is more applicable through robotic process automation or robotic accounting we can do. Now we talk about the goodwill and growth. With the help of information technology or number of software in which we deal, there is a ups and downs in their business cycles. So these ups and downs in their prices or any like employee turnover or any order, if they are ordering to other creditors, how much orders they are having, how much assets they are having, how much assets they are maintaining, what are the liabilities. The fluctuations is maintained through robots. And these robotic software give every information in just click, right? I'm just quoting one more important thing. The goodwill and growth can be assessed with the help of human interaction as well as robotic interaction. Now, with the help of the human interaction, we need to make a register or we need to calculate it manually. But with the help of the robotics, it is calculated quickly. Like there's a moneycontrol.com, there's a website which is giving you each and every data. Means they have their financial data, and on that financial data you can assess. Progress we are having for authenticate data. These are the big, I would say, some websites by which a layman, I'm talking about a layman, can assess the potentiality of any activity. But these assessment can be done through robots. Human interface is not there. It means if I'm connected with you with the help of the Zoom platform, so you can say Zoom is a robotic mode through which we are connected. I'm sitting in Jaipur and you are sitting in Karnataka or across the country. But we are connected with the help of these robots. If there is no robot, if there is no Zoom facility or any other like Google Meet facility, then it would be very difficult to get in touch with each and everything, right? Then we moved about the areas of robotic process automation. See, it is very important that we need to identify the first area where we can apply the robotic process automation. And these areas are essentially, of course, accounting is one of the major area, finance is one of the major area, human resources is one of the major area, production is also one of the major area, operations is also one of the major area, and marketing too. Now I'm just like combining all these things. How it would be happen with the robotic accounting and how we are managing. See, not even in accounting concept, in finance or HR, production, operations, and marketing, everywhere. As an accountant, our role matters a lot because we need to get the data from the marketing. What is the future marketing strategy? What will be the future marketing strategy? Who will be the prospective customers? What are their attitude? Which product they want to buy? If I'm talking about operations, then it is also important that what would be the supply chain management part, how the cost can be minimized, and how the supply of any product would be placed on a particular time period to the customer for better customer satisfaction. So we have a good example like Amazon and Flipkart, they are doing. In Indian Post also is doing, means in present time, majority of business organization, even I would say all the business organization have connected through robotics. If I'm talking about human resources, so many companies are doing their interviews online, their job platforming online, means their screening, application receiving, classification, who will be the right person for the right job. All these activities are performed through robotics mode. So it is more important. If I'm concerned about to finance, in finance, a lot of activities, like if you're talking about ICICI Bank, earlier it was very difficult to filling the form or signing a form if when you are taking a loan. So number of pages you need to sign, but in present time, you just go on digital banking. Everything means your verification, your document verification, your physical verification, your address verification will be confirmed through online mode. There are a lot of softwares out there. Okay, and with the help of these softwares, we can find out everything with the help of our daily routine business activities. Even in advertising also, it can take place. You find out on your phone when you are playing Candy Crush. Some examples, some advertisements are there. So the assessment means how much people are doing that particular activity and how much are more interested, which out of which we can assess, we can apply our marketing technique, our advertising technique, or any business technique to increase the potentiality of the customers in business organization, which directly or indirectly will impact the consumer behavior. Now let us talk about the big, what we say, the sparkle of the business, that how the RPA robotic accounting will impact on the business organization and what are the assessments of them. So we can say the resource optimization would be there. In present time, I would say if I'm talking about a student's performance, if the students are performing well in 1 hour, then what is their output? How much resources they are using? Right? So we need to assess with the help of number of data and their potentiality, because with the help of if the data is not there, we cannot make good policy for them. Adaptability and flexibility would be there. Yeah, if in business organization, if we are talking about development, we're talking about adoption of robotics. So there should be adaptive nature of the employees. What happened in business organization that when any new activity is to be implemented, the employees or I would say the management is not supportive as much as. So there should be a flexibility that if there is any improvement, of course, it will give a good idea of them. It will give training for them, and of course, the business will go up. Cost effectiveness is one of the important aspects. Now, what is cost effectiveness? I would say, have you thought about that when you want, let's say, a mobile phone, right? You just log on to Amazon, you order, and you get tracking of your phone, that where the phone is, and might be within 1 or 2 days you get your phone. No need to go anywhere, no need to talk with anybody, just scroll your phone. So it reduces the cost. So the ordering cost can be minimized. If I'm talking about some supply chain businesses, their transportation cost can be minimized, and their carrying cost can be minimized with the help of the robotics. So the ordering, when they place order, what would be the economic order quantity? What would be the safety stock? Who would be the right person through which we can get that material as a creditor from them? And what would be the minimum transportation cost? So all these things can be get a good idea with the help of a software. Now, improve communication, of course, it is there. I would quote one good university. There's a Guru Nanak Dev University and Delhi University as well. So whenever you are filing your application and what the process is, there is a mention that 10 minutes or 10 days or 5 days that your problem will be resolved. There are some government portals are also there. When you file your problem over there, where you file your application, you can find out that where your file is, in which department it is, and how much time it will take, and who is the right and responsible person for your problem. So automatically it is transferring, and you get update with the help of the robotic process. If we talk about the responses and triggers, yes, of course, in robotic process automation, a lot of triggers are there. Trigger means automated answers, automated responses are there. So there is no need to check and verify each and every activity. Automatically, it will be activated through the robotics. And at the end of the time, when we want to sum up all the details, automatically the triggers will help us that how much are the defaulters, how much are the you can say not aware about it, or might be the how much are the negative aspects and positive aspects. Every aspect can be managed with the help of these robotic part. Now, this is one of the important aspects that if you want robotic accounting, it should be hassle-free. In robotic accounting, it is not there that each and every activity can be moderated anytime, wherever you want. If you put in any entry, if you are putting any entry, and if you are putting any entry in, let's say, tally software, right? I'm just giving, because there are some keys through which we are just making the entry F4, F5, F6, F7, F8, F9. With the help of these, anybody can do the entries, no need to, but they must be aware about that, what actually the aspects and awareness of that particular software. So with the help of these implementation, the hassle-free implementation of robotic accounting should be there, because the problem is people don't know what they don't know. Everybody is good about robotic accounting if they implement, but what are the problems and how they need to encounter these problems, that should be importantly taken care by the top management, because ultimately it will be managed or it will be operated by the employees or the workers. If they are not much trained, then automatically there would be error. And ultimately, the customer satisfaction and goodwill of the company would be affected. Yes, of course, the workforce empowerment would be there. The companies which are establishing robotic accounting process in their business activities, they need to train their workforce. When the workforce will be trained, automatically the performance and their growth will be developed. Analytics and insights, yes, of course, because I would say, means after this slide, I would tell you that how robotic accounting is working. What is the mode of working on robotic accounting? So in analytics can be done through robotic accounting. They can find out that what would be the right suggestion, what would be the right time to invest, or business expansion or new product development. Means all these things can be managed through robotic process automation. And of course, it is error-free operation because it is work on the mechanical system. It is work on the IT system based. Each and every activity is to be transformed or move forwarded after a particular time period. So that particular time period is managed by the robots, and so there is no human interference. There is no human interference. Of course, there would not be. There is less possibility of errors. Secure enterprise data. Of course, there's a big important aspect that nobody can steal our data, whatever we are working on a cloud or anywhere. So with the help of robotics, of course, there's a security of your data too. It will never be transferred from one person to another person, because all the activities are concerned with a particular antivirus system which is managed by the robots. Now let us talk about how RPA work. Basically, robotic process automation or accounting work with the big data. They need to identifying out of the big data, and that big data is very good, helpful for their demand creation, their employee awareness, their policies, their I would say analytics, maybe financial analytics, HR analytics, whatever analytics they can find out. Yes, of course, it is work with the GPS, because it's not only for a particular organization. There are a lot of activities which are concerned with. It is also work with the cloud. So we need to assess about the cloud computing also. Then we talk about the concern that is, that is social media. In present time, what happened? Many of the business organizations are working with the social medias. They are having some softwares over there through which they are getting their customer attitude, that what is the customer attitude about any product, about any activity. If you heard about the TRPs of a particular channel, so these TRPs are also based on how much people are involving in a particular activity, and they can assess over it. Smart sensors are there. Yes, it is sensor based activity. So every transaction or every phase, I would say, there are a lot of phases divided in a particular business activities. These phases are managed through sensors. So it also gives ease of minimizing human interaction. And let's talk about the advanced computer devices. Yeah, of course, there. I would say whenever we are talking about the payment of any activity, payment of any transaction in any mall, there are some activities are there in which you need not to talk or give your cards to anybody. It is a sensor based activity. Directly the amount has to be deducted out of your debit card or credit card if the permission is to. The Wi-Fi system and GPS system will follow, and it is also recorded over there that each and every transaction, what transaction is to be done, whether it is declined, automatically you find out the message. If it is accepted, they'll send the OTP. So this is a process of securing your transaction. But on this, ultimately, it is managed by the human beings, because robots are just giving you the data. They just screen the data, and what actually data you have, you need to manage with the help of the robotics. Now, let us talk about how RPA is applied in business. Robotic accounting is not only applicable in front office, but it is also applicable in back office too. In accounting part, if we are talking about front office, so acceptance at reception, acceptance of customers at reception to transfer them into their designated places. All the activities are performed in business through robotics. But in back office, we are talking the same activities, like we are having a lot of BPOs and KPOs in India which are working through. So the transformation of their work and what percentage you have completed, that is also managed through robotics. This is one of the good example. If you work on Google files, right? Google Excel files there. Just allot them. We can find out that who is working and who is not working. So the online mode and cloud mode is giving you an ease to work, to reduce the errors, to perform any task in a particular manner. But these tasks are ultimately managed by human beings with the help of the softwares. So the softwares concerned here are related to, I would say, the software are giving you a robotic way through which we can manage our business activities as well. Now we talk about, I'm focusing now on robotics in accounting. How robotic process automation plays an important role in accounting. A lot of bank reconciliation activities are performed here, like sales, ordering, and invoicing. If you are talking about all these things are managing, so you can assess your debtors, your creditors, how much invoices are generated in a particular day and whether the due days arrived or not. These all are managed by robots. Fixed asset management, of course, is there. That how much amount is to be transferred into the fixed asset annually. It is based on your criteria that how much financial funds you have, how much funds you have which may be transferred or which may be utilized in working capital or fixed asset mode. This is also suggested by the robots. Proper financial reporting is there. No need to send your reports automatically. There are software. When you enter a single email, automatically it will report it to each and every concerned person and they can get benefit out of it. Inventory management is there. I have already explained the number of like warehouses are there which have been adopted ERP system. ERP system is a branch of robotics basically. So what exactly they do? They maintain their stock on the screen. Whenever it reduces or we order, like any addition or any deletion of any material indicates the danger level, stock safety level, economic order level, and when the order is to be placed and what is the cost of a particular order. That is also managed through robotics. Receivable and payable management is also managed through robotics, and accordingly it is maintained by the software so that they can give a proper idea to the businessman. Financial statement costing, closing is also important automatically with the help of these softwares. The statement has to be transferred into the next year, and whatever the balance is, if the balance, if it is due, so these dues automatically called means through a particular manager that they have the details of the defaulters, and then they may send the details to their concerns for necessary actions. For tax planning is also there. For tax planning, proper tax planning, we can say that yes, with the help of proper reporting, if and proper accounting is there, automatically genuine tax is to be paid to the government. Now there are some phases in accounting. So like I would say GST portal, I would say direct tax portal is there. So whatever, like if I'm talking about an employee, so whatever salary is generating at their own source, the TDS is deducted quarterly, and that is to be deposited into government. So whatever tax is generating, automatically it will be transferred to the government, and they can justify whether it is appropriate tax or not, and accordingly separate demand note will be created by the software. Okay, so there is a less human interfere. Softwares are doing. If I'm talking about auditing, because our important part is auditing after accounting. The planning part is important. Planning of that how the robotic is to be done, in which area we need to focus and encountered. With the help of robots, with the help of their softwares, they can just assess the Excel files immediately that where are the problem. Because when the problem arises, automatically there should be some indication, right? If the indication is there, they need to encounter that particular indication as they are showing as an error. So the planning accordingly they need to manage. Then after the planning, there would be other aspect, that is a walkthrough, that who will perform it, who will manage these walkthrough, how much people are required at particular time period to managing this auditing part. That is also essential for them. Then we talk about the design valuation. That design valuation is also important while we are doing research, while we are doing audit even, I would say. Now what the design valuation is, in design valuation, what we do, we need to encounter each, and we need to categorize the whole process of auditing, that to whom or which, like I would say, which invoices would be identifying, which area would be identifying. We need to focus on purchases, sales, debtors and creditors, fixed assets, or what type of transactions we need to identify. Talk about the operational efficiency. Yes, it is also important, because the management audit and cost audit, or even HR audit, is also important to identifying the operational efficiency. With the help of RPA, it will give important aspects and a good help to the organizers too. Reporting is essential. At the end of the audit, you know that the reporting part is essential, because ultimately the role of auditor is to explain the pros and cons, that what actually they are identifying during their audit, and that's to be reported to the higher authorities as well as external and internal stakeholders. Then we have in sales and marketing, the same part is to be taken care of. Forecasting is to be managed through robotic process automation. For this, accounting is there. You can find out in present time with your mobile phone, you can assess that weather. What would be the weather? The weather forecast is there. Similarly, sales forecasting is there. Demand forecasting we can do, as well as customer relationship management we can do. Whenever you log on any educational website or any bank website, suddenly a pop-up comes that how can I help you? That pop-up is giving basically the customer management, customer relationship, as well as customer satisfaction too. Now, market research, number of market research is based on robotics, and the data is available, and we can clarify and analyze the data with the help of that. Campaign management would also be done through it. Brand monitoring we can do on the basis of their valuation, and the lead generation. Now, what is lead? Lead is related with the forecasting. So how much your tentative customers can be. Like we are getting a number of calls from number of companies. So that is a lead. If they call out of 100, if 2 or 3 customers join, then automatically they can increase their customer during the particular business action. In HR, if we are talking shortlisting of candidates, which I have already discussed, simplifying their onboarding. Thereafter, they have their like employee data management they can do. Payroll processing, automatically salary will be transferred. How much leave they availed, automatically the amount will be deducted or not deducted. That is managed through softwares. Expense management they can do. Compliance of the organization is managing through robotics. Exit management is also managing now with the robotics. And when an employee require any training or any induction program, it is also managed by the robots. Their performance is also important. So their performance is also managed through their robots, that what is their performance, what is their task to performing any activity which was allotted by their authorities. And even their shift allowance is also managed through their payroll processing units by their softwares or robots. Then verification of new hires is also attached with them, and their attendance is also tracking through their robotic process automation. Now we move on. How does RPA increase the productivity? See, the robotic accounting will increase their productivity, because with the help of these robotics, uninterrupted resource pool would be there, which will give a good help to managing their task. It increase manual productivity. Of course, the employees will be highly trained, so they can develop the new ideas. Their training would be there. They can develop some innovative concept for explaining and for the growth of the business. Faster services would be there. No need to work on it, and time spent would be minimized. Reconciliation can be done in a proper way, and of course, it will support in an authentic way so that they can get more benefits. Chatbots will there. Of course, you can chat through WhatsApp or any personal messages. They are helping. Cost errors are there. So they are also preventing the cost error when they are managing all these aspects. Apart from all, there are some challenges of robotic accounting here. First is the employee resistance. Employees are not ready to take over the new challenges. They should be right process. People are not aware about the right process. expectation is realistic. It should be realistic. Normally what happened when we have mobile phone, like all of us, we have mobile phone or smartphones, we haven't used the smartphones smartly because we don't know that what actual expectation is applicable for them. Mismanagement would be there if they are not aware about the policies, if they are not aware about the process of accounting. With the help of robotics, that they are the mismanagement would be there. Local cooperation is always a big problem while you are applying, while you are managing your robotics in your business. It is not economical, I would say. Lot of expenses, lot of amount we need to identify, and accordingly, this would be more expensive, I would say. RPA maintenance team should be there because it is not there that you are just applying robotic accounting or any software for your accounting. But if you stack during it, then who will resolve? So you need to manage a RPA maintenance team. The wrong RPA will reduce your productivity. The wrong RPA will reduce your goodwill as well. So you need to manage the RPA in a proper manner. And infrastructural issues are there. RPA, if you are applying RPA, so proper infrastructure should be required. And after that, ultimately, post-implementation adoption should be there. What adoption what are the important adoption activities you need to follow after implementing RPA? That should be the main course of action, right? Then we turn to process analysis. Now, what process analysis is to be there? I would say always that the process analysis identifies with the help of big data. Out of the big data, which data is required for a particular activity and which data is required for, like I would say, operating activity, financial activity, or any investing activity. So the data classification should be there with the help of the robots. If I would say that who are the users, there are a lot of users in present time. Everybody is aware about Flipkart, Amazon, Paytm, Zomato, Swiggy, Foodpanda. Number of banking sectors, banking companies are using. In insurance sector, number of insurance company are using. Even Policy Bazaar is using robotic process automation. They are when you want to just serve for any two-wheeler insurance, let's say, you need to fill each and everything, and accordingly they will suggest you the best plan for it. Indian Railway is using for ticket booking. Airlines is also doing, and in the education sector, number of education sectors, schools, colleges, universities are also applied the robotic accounting process for better development. Now, finally, I would say that the important challenges are there, and we need to like overcome these challenges, and these based on the 3A concept. In 3A, the first A relates awareness. Whenever we want to apply the robotic accounting, we need to aware about robotic accounting. That what are the important areas of robotic accounting is how we adopt. The second option is adopt. How we adopt that robotic accounting in our business. So it is not necessary that only one model will be applicable for all models. No, for one model or one business, right? One model for one business, and if we are modifying any model, then it will not be set up, it will not be appropriate for other business too. And how we applicable, how we apply that robotic model in our business activities, in accounting, in managing the employees, or wherever. So these three concepts, awareness, adoption, and applicability, is very important for arranging, for managing the robotic activities. So this was all about from my side on robotic accounting and application. So any questions? Any questions? You can just put on the chat box. So hand it over to you, sir, the organizers. I would hand it over to you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving a depth understanding in every aspect of robotic accounting. So now the session is open. If you have any questions or any queries, you can ask the sir directly.
Any questions?
Okay, if there are no more questions, we'll end up the session. Now I request Professor D.A. Kolhapuri, sir, the Principal, GH College, to deliver the presidential remarks.
A very good afternoon to everyone. Firstly, I would like to congratulate the organizing team of our Commerce Department of our esteemed institution for having taken such an initiative to have this national webinar on under IQAC. So on behalf of our Keli Parivar, I would like to extend our special thanks to today's resource person, the international author and academician, Dr. R.K. Taylor. Really, it was a wonderful listening on this national webinar. He talked on challenges and opportunities on robotic accounting. Really, it is an excellent and very informative talk, especially the introduction of robotic process automation in business is really a very innovative concept in commerce and business in today's world. And he expressed the special light is thrown on the impact of robotic automation. So I hope all the delegates got benefited by this national webinar. Thank you for giving me a couple of minutes to share my thoughts on this webinar. Thank you, and all over to delegates, over to organizers.
Thank you, sir. I now request Professor Pavan Kumar, sir, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. As we have reached to the end of today's international level webinar on robotic accounting, I, Professor Pavan Kumar D, take this turn to express my gratitude to all who are reason behind this successful webinar. First and foremost, I would like to thank the resource persons of today's event, Dr. R.K. Taylor, for sharing their knowledge and thoughtful ideas on a very interesting topic. So I extend a thoughtful thanks on behalf of department and college for accepting our invitation and being the resource persons for today's event. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to thank our beloved Principal D. Kolhapuri sir for their valuable presence and guidance. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to thank our IQAC and NAC coordinator, Dr. Vasudev Naik and Dr. L.C. Kulkarni for their support to conduct this beautiful webinar. Next, I would like to thank the convener, Professor G.S. Bharti, for being the convener of this beautiful event. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to thank the organizer secretary, Dr. M.B. Advudi and Professor R.B. Ejreddy for being the successful webinar for organizing the robotic accounting. Thank you, sir. Last but not least, I would like to thank all the participants and all the staff members and students. Thanks. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. The feedback link is already provided in the chat box. You can fill the form and you will get your certificate within a week's time. Thank you all for taking your time and participating in this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.